tougher times are ahead, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have a worse position, because if you, and this is my take, it's my opinion, it's a very strongly felt belief, that if you've got a tighter family, a better community, maybe you eat healthier because there's not so much junk available.
I need to do that. No, I'm picking on myself. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja. I am here with David Morgan of the Morgan Report at the Silver Symposium in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. David, how are you doing?
Doing a little tired, doing well.
You're trying not to laugh when you look at me. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days.
Right.
Seen a lot of things. Just got out of a great discussion with yourself and Jeffrey Christian. It was very enlightening. We had a good time. You know, it's like, what do I ask you? I mean, we've been talking about silver all week. Let's take a step back from silver. You have done a great job of giving a complete picture of the economic scenario that's unfolding right now before us the last couple of years. To say it's different is an understatement. And I really appreciate that. In taking that into context, what do you think is the most important thing people need to be aware of right now? I know we're all excited about investing in precious metals and watching commodities rise with inflation, but what do you think is the real big takeaway right now?
I'm going to get philosophical, and you know me fairly well.
Yeah.
So I think metaphorically, value.
Okay.
You know, what has value? And I think we've lost the concept of true value. What do I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that we know the price of everything and the value of nothing, which is going deeper, that we have focused way too much in the West particularly on materialism. The more you have, the better you are.
Yeah.
And that isn't true. You know, and I've always been I'd rather have one good something or the best one thing than 10 second place things, you know? So the value to me is what we've lost in this quest to be happy, and we've been taught for the most part that the more you have, the happier you'll be. And that is a fallacy. So I think with the contraction in the global economy, where it's harder to feed our families, it's harder to get a well-paid job, it's harder to receive good health care, and all the things that most of us face, we are getting a revaluation, whether we want it or not, which means we get to readjust to value, and the value of good friends, the value of a strong community, the value of helping each other out, the value of your word is your bond, the value of say what you mean and mean what you say. I was in a film called The Four Horsemen film, and at that time, I did not know that there was going to be a political entity that was going to make America, that had a slogan, "Make America Great Again." But as I was speaking, well before that happened, I said, we used to be great, meaning America. We used to be great, and I went on from there, and then I said, but we're trying to find greatness again in the best food, the best magazine, the best vacation, the biggest house. But what made America great was integrity.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's what made America great.
Well, it seems like we're right back to 2006 and 1999 all over again. At the end of an economic cycle, everybody's finding value in impressing others or doing shallow things. Having fun behind us. Wall Street Silver, I just want you to know, is not always serious Wall Street Silver.
I noticed.
Yeah. I love Jim. He's awesome. So I love that you bring up the point of value. And the reason why is because people ask me in the real estate market all the time, they said, well, what if I bought at the top and I bought wrong and the market collapsed 50%? We saw that, geez, in a lot of markets back in 2009, 2010. I said, well, the good thing is if you bought right, and let's say you own the property, and most of the people that ask this question are looking to buy a piece of property cash. And I say, well, if everything falls by 50%, you haven't lost anything. And they said, yes, because if I bought a $500,000 house, it's worth $250, I've lost $250. I said, no, you haven't, because all the houses down the street are $250. So if you want to move up, you put another 25 grand with it and you get a nicer house. Just like if it was still at 500, you had to add another 10% to that to get a nicer house. But you went even deeper, and I like that because you're going, look, value changes when there are bad times, and then when they go good, they seem to change right back to the shallow stuff of value. The Renaissance didn't come about except for because of a horrific was it the Black Death, the plague? I'm always blanking on it, but a horrific time in history, which led to a renaissance, right? And
Right.
And I believe, quite frankly, we are right now experiencing the greatest time in human history to be able to value the real things you're talking about, because we get to pick our friends, our business colleagues, so much. We get to watch how people act during times of immense pressure. And that's what I believe we're seeing right now. Would you agree with the pressure?
I do. I mean, the old adage, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds corny, but it does. I think hard times could split, meaning that some people freak out and can't handle it.
Yeah.
And then there are people that dig deeper and are able to walk on and get through.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of a test that happens in societies. And I think this is the first time that I know of that it's going to be a global event. I mean, you could argue that, the Roman Empire experienced something similar, but it split into the East and West. I mean, the East went on for a lot longer than the West. So my point being is tougher times are ahead, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have a worse position, because if you, and this is my take, it's my opinion, it's a very strongly felt belief, that if you got a tighter family, a better community, maybe you eat healthier because there's not so much junk available.
I need to do that. No, I'm picking on myself. You just found out I'll be working at the Plump Chicken.
You get the idea.
Yeah, I totally do.
And that, I think, is needed.
Yeah.
I think this is almost a need that society's crying for in their inner self that they don't even know.
Yeah.
That teach me, universe, teach me, God, what I really have to revalue. What I've lost meaning here.
Yeah.
I chased the dream.
Yeah.
It's wrong. The dream isn't working for me. I'm teachable.
Yeah.
And when you get to, they talk about a bottom in some things about you hit a bottom. And I think we're going to hit a bottom.
Yeah.
But that's just a bottom. It's not the end.
Exactly. Life goes on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned with, because I'm very concerned with this next downturn that's coming. People quite possibly may make such a horrific mistake in taking their own lives. We saw this in 2008. We saw lots of people reportedly parachute the last century whenever cycles turn and economic cycles turn. But there's always a tomorrow, and that's what I think is super important. So it sounds funny. We're at the Silver Symposium, but we're talking about life. We're talking about relationships. That's the most important part, because I've always said that, especially like cryptocurrency, I've lost my life's fortune 3 times, and that's very hard and stressful. But it's not as stressful as when everything's exploding in value and you're trying to figure out what's the next move. And here we're at a summit talking about an investment that both of us agree. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude with a bro hawk and a dream. Gotta have some fun with this, right? Come on. Seriously, if you take financial advice from me, you're nuts. But we both believe that silver has got a long legs, and we're excited for it.
Yes.
And so that's the thing. We've got to align ourselves with good people. We have to keep our wits about us, and then we have to have a plan of what to do when the day comes that we are right. Because someday, we don't know when, we will be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd probably be good to leave at this point, because after the debate, I'm just getting punchy. It's going to be fun. But I really thank you so much, not only for your friendship, but for the guidance you've given me over the last, 12 years now. And I'm so grateful for you putting on or being a part of these events. I'm not joking. A year ago, if you would ask me that I'd be talking to this man, I would have thought you were crazy. And so I'm not joking. I just love you. You're awesome.
Thank you.
With that being said, guys, I thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.